Thomas Frank is gonna do miracles at Spurs. Not because he is some tactical genius, not because he has some revolutionary football philosophy, but because he comes from a completely different background than any other big club manager in the world. Mikel Arteta didn't coach anywhere before he became an Arsenal manager. Guardiola spent just a season in Barcelona B before taking over their first team. Maresca was mostly a youth coach or an assistant before gaining promotion with Leicester and joining Chelsea. Amorim spent a year in the Portuguese third division before managing two of the biggest clubs in Portugal. And well, Slot did pretty much the same in the Netherlands. Every one of them had a successful career as a player and was already used to winning, but Frank was nothing like that. Not only was he never a professional player, but when he started coaching in Denmark, no one took him seriously. In his first club Brandby, their chairman literally went on to criticize him on a fan forum under a fake name. Yes, you heard that right. After Frank found out, he immediately resigned and moved to England, where after 2 years as an assistant, he became the manager of Brentford. The work he has done at Brentford is absolutely exceptional. He took a mid-table championship side to the Premier League and has managed to finish in the top half. He was competing with clubs 4 times their budget and has done extremely well. And that is an experience other top club managers simply don't have. They are not used to playing against teams that are better than them. They are not used to being underdogs. And Frank has already shown what he can do in the games against PSG and Man City. Yeah, I know they lost against PSG at the end, but even Luis Enrique admitted that Tottenham were the better side and deserved to win. They gave PSG literally no space to operate. They were pressing heavily from the front. Palhinha, Sarr and Bentancur marked the opposition midfielders. But they didn't follow them religiously, and sometimes when one of them dropped deep to receive the ball, they would stay in their position to maintain their shape. Their decision making was almost perfect. They knew exactly when to track their man and keep pressure, and when to stay back and maintain shape. PSG midfielders tried to rotate to disrupt their marking, but they were able to track their movement and adjust. And even if PSG did go through them, they had very strong defenders at the back who covered the space extremely well. They scored both goals from set pieces, which is another great example of how Frank is able to overachieve with his teams. He is looking for every single detail that can gain his team even the slightest advantage over his opponent. For him, every single set piece counts. Every single set piece is a big opportunity to score. They were even taking long throw-ins. Against City, they also played with intensity, man to man, didn't give them any time and space to build up, and it worked. Again. Pape Matar Sarr won the ball in City's own penalty box and Palhinha scored. And even when City did escape their pressure, they would be happy to sit back in a low block and defend the space. Romero and Van de Ven defended the box pretty much flawlessly, and the midfield also did a wonderful job shielding the space in front of them. However, playing against stronger teams is one thing. But back in the championship days, Brentford were one of the strongest teams in the league, and they mostly went into the games as favorites. So Frank also has experience with that. And he showed it in the match against Burnley. Spurs went into the match as clear favorites, played on the front foot and dominated the game. At Spurs, Frank is managing a better team, with better players, so he will go into the games as favorites much more often than at Brentford. But while Tottenham might not be the Brentford of the Premier League, they are pretty much the Brentford of the Big Six. The other Big Six clubs have much better teams on paper. No one expects Spurs to challenge for the Premier League title. And I'm not saying Thomas Frank can win the Premier League with Spurs, but he can definitely surprise many people. He's a master at punching above his weight, and now when he's in a higher weight class, he can aim even higher. Anyway, comment how Spurs will do this season, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.